What is up, Broncos country? This is Joseph Russ, the Broncos Insider. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the signing of right tackle Demar Dotson and what this means for the Broncos offensive line group as we head into the 2020 season with many questions and concerns, especially regarding those offensive tackle positions. Before we get into that, I just wanted to remind you guys that I joined fan2fannetwork.com. Over at Fan2Fan Network, you will be able to find all of my Broncos-related content, including my social media links, my articles, and my YouTube videos all in one place. So it's super easy and convenient. Just go to fan2fannetwork.com and please check that out. Also, don't forget to follow the Fan2Fan Network page on Twitch. On Twitch, FTFN will be starting these daily broadcasts. I will be joining in some of those, and we talk about football, and fans will be able to engage, and it will just be a great time. This Sunday, August 16th, we will be having former NFL Offensive Player of the Year and 2,000-yard rusher Chris Johnson join the show. That show starts August 16th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Go check that out. And even if you do miss it, don't worry, because we will be holding broadcasts almost daily throughout the football season from here on out. So go check out FTFN on Twitch. So getting into the video, this Tuesday, August 11th, the Denver Broncos signed veteran right tackle Demar Dotson to a one-year deal. Demar Dotson, even at age 34, is a giant human being who is 6'9", 315 pounds, and he had spent his entire 10-year career playing right tackle for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers up until this point. This news came after the Broncos starting right tackle and $51 million man Ja'Wuan James opted out of the 2020 season due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. The Broncos had just signed James to the richest right tackle contract in NFL history in the offseason of 2019, and the Broncos will unfortunately have to play the entire 2020 season without James, which will result in James having only played 64 snaps. Yes, I said that. 64 snaps for Denver, halfway into his 4-year contract. It really is quite a shame that this is the way it's going, but you have to respect his decision with the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. It sucks, but it's something that's happening. Because of this loss, though, the Broncos had no choice but to make a move at the right tackle position, which resulted in the signing of Demar Dotson. Demar Dotson's role for the Broncos in 2020 will be one of a veteran presence that may have to come in and provide valuable support. Dotson is coming into the Broncos as the most experienced offensive lineman on the team, and it isn't even close. During his decade playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Dotson started a total of 106 games. The offensive lineman with the next most starts under his belt would be another new addition for the Broncos in Graham Glasgow, who we just got from the Lions, who has started about half as many games at 58 during his 4 years playing guard and center over in Detroit, like I said. As one would expect, though, playing that many games over so many years in the NFL has clearly taken a toll on Demar Dotson's body. In one of the most simplistic ways possible to put it, he's just not the player that he used to be. So something that Dotson definitely has to his advantage here for the Broncos is his experience and knowledge of the game. He might not be the most physical player out there anymore, but he's still certainly one of the smartest. Although, despite Dotson's mental advantage, it is still widely presumed that the Broncos will be going forward with the much younger Elijah Wilkinson at right tackle for the upcoming season. In 2019, Wilkinson, who is 25 years old, started 12 games for Denver in Ja'Wuan James' absence with a knee injury. And Wilkinson showed enough promise and competence that he will likely be given another chance here in 2020. With Wilkinson starting, the Broncos will be able to develop him further while also continuing to monitor his play. The Broncos currently have 0 relevant names at their left tackle position under contract for 2021, and if Wilkinson plays well enough in 2020 over at right tackle, he might just be able to start at left tackle next year if the Broncos do decide to let Garrett Bowles hit free agency and don't want to pay him, which in my opinion might be the better option because You just cannot pay a guy like Garrett Bowles, who is constantly holding and setting the team back 10 yards every penalty after penalty, and that is totally unacceptable. So if Wilkinson does play well enough this 2020 season, he might just well enough be able to snag that 2021 starting left tackle spot. Where DeMar Dotson, though, does come into play will likely be one of a position of depth. Whether it's due to injury or poor play from either Wilkinson or Bowles, Dotson will probably get his shot in 2020, and when he does, he should fit in quite well because of experience playing football. Looking back at Dotson's film in 2019, it became quite clear that he is still a very solid player. He is no longer a stalwart in the run game as a run blocker like he used to, as he is slightly below average, but he is still more than a competent pass blocker, which is a type of blocking which requires less athleticism and power and more technique and skill, which makes total sense. Dotson's ability to hold his own in the pass blocking game is huge because the largest concern for Denver is 100% protecting the future in Drew Lock. Meanwhile, the Broncos have enough talent at the running back position with Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay to where if the right tackle position isn't holding its own in the run game, we should be just fine, as those are just two excellent running backs who can create plays for themselves at any given moment. So to wrap things up, I think that the Broncos' offensive tackle situation will shape up in one of the three following ways. At one, I think this is the most likely. At left tackle, Garrett Bowles, and right tackle, Elijah Wilkinson. If this happened, this is a pretty good scenario for the Broncos, as this means that our two young guys are playing well, and we will probably need to re-sign one of these guys to be our left tackle of the future starting in 2021. So we need to see these guys on the field one final time at least, just to see if they can be that guy for us. At two, left tackle Garrett Bowles, right tackle DeMar Dotson. Elijah Wilkinson was not that high of a draft pick. He wasn't a high draft pick. So if he doesn't play well, it won't be too surprising. DeMar Dotson is a solid veteran. He should be able to fill in and be very competent, as I stated previously. And then, third most likely, starting left tackle Elijah Wilkinson, starting right tackle DeMar Dotson. If this happens, this would be very surprising because this either means that Wilkinson is playing so out of his mind that he needs to be at left tackle to replace Garrett Bowles, or probably the more likely that Garrett Bowles is just playing so bad to where we have to get someone else on the field other than him. And then at right tackle would be DeMar Dotson. He's the guy that we brought in to be our veteran. He's played the job before. He's done it for 10 years. So he would be able to step in and do the job. Thank you for watching this video, and before you guys leave, I just wanted to get you guys' opinions on who you think will be the starting left tackle and starting right tackle going into the 2020 season. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.